It's you talk, baby. It's you talk, baby.
You Talk family, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy D. And of course, I got my guy, Mr. Larry Frank Jr. in the building tonight, man. And y'all know how we start off every show. It ain't no us. Without you, baby. You Talk family, Kane Nation, You Talk family, man. You know, I know that y'all normally... You know, this is not the show that we usually do with the hurricanes. No. Tonight, man, this is You Talk Winning at the Game of Life. Man, shout out to Larry Frank and Shy, man, on the premiere of Real Talk on Monday night, man. What a great show. Shout out to them two, man. They did a wonderful job, man. And Larry Frank will be promoting that a little bit later on in the show as well. But before we get started, Larry Frank, man, how are you doing tonight, my brother? What's going on? We here on a Wednesday night for a special edition, an exciting edition, man, with Dominique Bland is about to come on, man, insurance broker. I'm ready for it, Larry Frank. Talk to me, man. What's good?
Man, excuse me. I'm doing great, man. I'm a little tired because, like I said, work was working today, man. But one thing I can say, man, whenever we get days like I had today, it's always stuff like this that gives me a second win. It gives me extra motivation. Normally, if we ain't got nothing going on, I just come home, shower, and just kind of sit down and just, fade into the night till it's time to do it again. But this show and this topic and everything that we have tonight that's going to be brought forth is really giving me a second win. So looking forward to this, man. Real informative. We had an opportunity to have a conference call, as I noted the other night with Shy, and I think, once everybody else kind of gets to talk to him and see what he's bringing to the table, it's going to really pique and spark a lot of interest. So we're ready to go.
Definitely, man. So without any further ado, man, You Talk family, I want you guys to welcome, man, our brother, man, Mr. Dominique Bland is in the building, man. Shout out to Dominique. What's going on, bro? Y'all see him in the building, but y'all don't see it, but that's my brother. Shout out to Dominique. What's going on, my guy? How you doing tonight?
Good. How y'all feeling tonight?
Blessed.
Bro, we are great, bro. We are great. Been waiting on this information for the last 2 weeks, man. We got a lot of people that want to hear about this, man. So you have people coming in the chat. Like I say, man, we want you to just tell us, first of all, man, this is my friend, man. I've known this man, close to, man, 17 years now, man. Yeah. This is a good friend, man. He had his own business for like the last 21 years, man. He did my carpet, man. He's a carpet cleaning business, man. He did my carpet for like the last, since I've known him, bro. Stand up dude, man. Stand up guy, man. So we wanted to bring him on, man. He's into a new venture now, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it tonight, man. So Dominique, man, talk to us, brother. Talk to us.
Great. First of all, fellas, I just like to thank y'all for time on the show. It's a pleasure, and I don't take little things or big things, and especially something like this, for granted. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and speak with my brothers, with my friends, and just have a conversation about new things in life that I've learned.
Yes, sir.
So, like you said, Deb, we've known each other for some time now, and my other business, I never knew what I was going to get into after that business. First of all, I'm gonna just tell, if in case Larry don't know as much as you know about me, I'll just, chop it up with Larry for a minute. Larry, I grew up, underprivileged. I come from humble beginnings, teen father. I always knew I wanted to be a business owner, though. I wasn't I didn't go to school thinking, I gotta get these good grades and go to college and, live out some dream that maybe somebody ahead of me wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to be a business owner ever since I was in high school, even earlier than that. I was that kid, if you can remember, seeing those kids that pushed the lawnmower around the neighborhood with the gas can, trying to get yards to cut. That was me. So I was determined not to go back to school with them kids on. And so I knew I was gonna be a business owner. So at a young age of 21, I started a business, and then scaled it. Got to a point to where I had guys working for me, doing payroll. Might I add, payroll was a headache. Sometimes I had more going out than I had coming in because people trickling payments in to me. But nonetheless, I still did well. I mean, it lasted for 21 years. So, needless to say. And then I scaled it down to back to being just self-employed. A lot of people think because they have a business that they are entrepreneurs and they are business owners. But until you have people working for you and you're getting money while you sleep, that's not the true definition of a business owner. You can have a business and be self-employed, where every dime you make comes off your own back. But until you cross over into that other quadrant where you have residual income coming in, or just you're making money from when somebody else does some work, that's what true business owning is all about.
I can definitely relate to that because I've had my own LLC. I've been in trucking. And what you said is absolutely 110% true. But the thing about it is, I think we're so programmed to think that being a business owner is the pinnacle of success. But a lot of people don't get that. That's only the first step. Like getting the LLC and getting established is one thing. But now what it takes to make that business thrive and expand. That's the secret sauce that most business owners never figured out.
Yeah, like you said, just starting a business, that's like a person saying, hey, I'm getting married. They get married and they think, oh, job done. That's just the beginning when you get married. You just stepped onto the track. You about to start running now. What you think, Devin? You married?
Hey, married, man. Me and Larry Frank, man. It'll be 14 years for me in May. Larry Frank, what's your years?
I'll be 20-something. I'll be 27 in July.
Wow. Congratulations, brother. Thank you. That's a major feat in 2025.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So man, let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it, bro. Like,
okay, let's get into
tell us, man, like Dominique Bland, man. Like, what made you get into being a broker with insurance, bro?
So it's a funny story because all the while of having my other business, I would meet people in the insurance industry. If I was working in their home, I could have been doing some water damage in their home or whatever, just running into people along the years. They always seem to be doing good. And but I didn't think anything of it. I'm a hands-on type of guy. I work with my hands. So, I'm looking at them on their computer and I'm looking like, that's not for me. But of course, like most people, I was conditioned to think that life insurance or the insurance industry, sometimes you hear people say, oh, it's a scam. It's just about death. So I had the same mentality that most African Americans or people in general have towards insurance. And actually I came to find out that life insurance is probably the most beneficial insurance. No, not as that. It might be. It is, because it's the only one that actually pays you. I don't know if you guys been in a car accident anytime recently, but when you have a car accident, auto insurance, they not trying to pay you out. They looking for every excuse they can to not pay that claim.
Right.
They are something else. It's a different industry. So, I don't want people to confuse life and auto as being in the same category as far as advantages. Life insurance has a lot of advantages. But so what got me into it was I saw that along the way, and then COVID happened. And we was on lockdown. So I was like, man, what can I do with my time? So I decided, hey, this is probably the perfect time to go ahead and get that life insurance I'm having a brain.
The
A brain.
license.
It happens.
The life insurance license. Wow, why can't I think of the license? And so that's what I did. I didn't get a chance to. Somebody just commented, and you give auto insurance every month. And
Right.
that's true, and you never get anything from it. Because let's be
Never.
honest, not to get off track real quick, but if
Mhm.
if the auto insurance industry had a plan for us that, hey, if you get in a car accident in the next 5 years, we will take care of your car. But if you don't get in an accident in the next 5 years, we'll give you all your money back. We'd all sign up for that. It's
Right.
like, I know I gotta have it, and then you're gonna give me my money back. We're signing up for that. And well, that's not possible in auto insurance, but in life insurance, that's actually possible, and you can get more for your money. There are a lot of ways that the rich and the banks, all these type of people, they capitalize and leverage the life insurance industry. We just weren't privy to that information. At least I wasn't. I don't know about you guys, but
Me
I
neither.
wasn't privy to that information.
Me neither.
But now that I know, I plan on telling the world.
Right.
The cat is out the bag.
Right.
But yeah, I got into it during COVID, and I tried a few companies. I didn't get a chance to ever use my license because the ones that I tried weren't really willing to teach me. They kind of wanted me to go out and fail to get it right. And I just wasn't comfortable with playing with people's livelihood to get it right. Because you're dealing with people's income, people's livelihood to invest in life insurance for them. And I didn't feel comfortable doing that without a mentor or a coach. And that was just it for me. So I didn't get a chance to use it until last year, 2024.
Okay. Frank, you want to go first, or?
Yeah. Let me get it started off because I've had some previous experience in the life insurance industry. I 47 right now, but when I was in my early to mid 20s, right before I got my CDL, I had sold insurance, worked for an insurance company. I did it at the time that you needed to get those. They in Louisiana, they started requiring you to get a special license. So more companies wanted you to get that. I forgot the specification. I think it's a C. I'm not sure because it's been so long. But I say all that to say this as we do the segue to your products. The life insurance that I recall selling, and my grandmother, and like I said, in the last couple of years, I just buried my dad and my grandfather, so we had to actually go through that process, And the policies that they had were older policies. Companies that the man come with the little black, you know what I'm saying? The little look like a little black. The suitcase looked like a lunch bell or something.
Yeah.
And they used to have a card where they mark you off and stuff like that. You pay, and he give you your change in dollars and all of that. We used to do the same thing. I say that because the products that you have and the type of insurance that you're selling and that you're involved with is different. I actually looked it up prior to meeting you, and that is the Index Universal Life. The traditional insurance is you pay and then you wait. I hate to say it like that, but essentially, you're waiting on somebody to pass on in order to get that benefit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get the benefit, you take care of the services, and then whatever's left you would have for the family. Right. But let me ask you this first question. With what you have, is it more to it than just the death benefit? And if so, could you expound on what the advantages are?
Oh, man, that's a great question, Larry. It's so much more to life insurance other than the death benefit. Actually, in the agency I work in, we actually call that death insurance. We don't call that life insurance because essentially, like you said, Larry, you're not waiting, but you're waiting until somebody pass away until that policy is now useful. There's no benefits to it until somebody pass away. But with us, all of our products have what we call living benefits attached to them at no extra cost to our client. So what living benefits are, Larry, and Devin, it is, have y'all ever known anybody to have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, brain aneurysm, anything like that, where they can't perform 2 of the 6 daily functions?
Yeah.
We all have, right?
Mhm.
So how living benefits kick in, which there are attached to any of our products as far as anything temporary or anything permanent, they come standard at no extra cost.
Okay.
So what living benefits are, when a person has some type of issue like we just mentioned, you can now receive that death benefit, what I like to call a peace of mind. You can get that accelerated to you to keep you afloat in life, to take care of all of the expenses and take care of all your assets that you still have. Because let's be honest, you get sick, the bills don't stop. Bills
Right.
don't care about your health.
Right.
And medical bills is still the #1 cause of bankruptcy. So when you, let's say you have 500,000, if the insurance company says, here, Devin, here's 350 to you while you recover, now you can keep your house, you keep your car, your cell phone, you keep food on the table, because health insurance don't cover none of that. So
Right.
now you actually have, like, that's why I call it a peace of mind, because it's actually acting as income insurance, because now you can still go on and recover, because a lot of times people do recover from things like a stroke, a heart attack. They get some stents and they back at work in the next week, next 2 weeks. But those living benefits are crucial. And not to name some of the companies that tend to dibble and dabble in life insurance that aren't true life insurance companies. Sometimes they'll have life insurance, but they won't have those living benefits attached to them. It will be like you guys going to Walmart for fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? We typically go somewhere like Farmers Market, even Publix. But when we think of, I'm gonna go get me some good fruits and vegetables, we don't typically think Walmart.
Right.
Yeah. So those are just one of the things that one of the ways that life insurance is beneficial with us. And like I said, everything that we have has those living benefits attached to it.
Okay.
It's funny that you mentioned about, because I can and Devin can attest to this too. I have a real personal connection to that scenario, because about a year and a half ago, my wife had suffered a mild heart attack, and she was out of work. She was out of work for 6 months.
Wow.
And they did have it was a type of policy, but she had it through her job because she's a state employee. She's a cop. So they did have benefits that kicked in, but those benefits, it was a time frame where you were going to get it for so long, max out, then it stops. She
Okay.
got benefits for like 3 to 4 months, and then it stopped. And then that's where everything literally just piled on. So you're definitely right about that. What I like about the product, or the industry rather, that you're in, is that not only is it going to be beneficial for you to be able to get the insurance to cover yourself and your family, but there's also an income opportunity that goes along with it. And I want to ask you, to get into this. I remember you said you had a mentor. What's the beneficial part of having a mentor getting into this versus, most people? I tell you like this myself. I've always been a researcher, Google type person. Like, I'll seek outside resources if need be.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I'm just like into the books trying to figure it out. If somebody like myself, D, or anybody in the viewing audience wanted to get involved into doing this, and also, you don't have to quit your 9 to 5 for the time being. I don't want people to think that you gotta to do this, that you have to just put everything else on hold. You can still do this on the side. What are the benefits if you get involved with this on the income side of getting a mentor versus, trying to kind of go at it, doing it all alone?
Oh man, that's a good question. So the benefits of having a mentor, especially the mentor that I had, you just avoid all the pitfalls of the business. His main thing was for me was, I'm going to show you how to do this, how to run this business, how to follow in my footsteps, but without making all the mistakes I made early on. So I want to help you get to where I am in half the time. When you got a mentor that's willing to give you all of the game, no hidden secrets or anything like that, how can you go wrong if you just follow the system? And like you said, this was something I was able to do and start while still doing my other business. So I essentially just dipped my toes in it. And then I realized, oh, this is great. You know, you go to the beach and you put your toes in the water. You're like, oh, I like this temperature. And then you just get on in. That's exactly how it happened for me. So after about 4 months, after I seen my income just rising every month, it was just increasing. I was like, hey, there's no sense in me breaking my back no more in with this other business. So I essentially just parted ways with it. And I know a lot of people that knew me, they were like, man, 21 years, you just let it go like that? When you see where something's going and you see the security in it, the insurance industry has never crashed. Real estate has crashed. Other industries has crashed. Insurance has never crashed. It's one of the largest 3 entities in the world. It's a $63 trillion industry. It's not going anywhere. If the insurance industry goes somewhere, we probably got bigger problems. Because people don't realize that they be skeptical about insurance, but don't they realize that your money that's in the bank is backed by insurance? Like I said, if the insurance industry crashes, we got bigger problems. Can you talk about some of America?
Can you talk about some of the services that you guys offer, like different types of what are some of the different types of insurance that you offer?
I like to bring up the one my boy Larry brought up, the Index Universal Life Policy. That's like our Ferrari. That's our Bentley of products because it just has so many benefits. Unlike the 401k that a lot of people have on their jobs, with this, you contribute to it just like you would a 401k, but it's growing interest and it's compounding interest tax-free. So, you know, there's three buckets that everything falls into. There's tax now, there's tax later, and there's tax-free. This just happens to be that tax-free one. And actually, all insurance products are tax-free. You receive it tax-free with the IUL, you know, or other words, the Index Universal Life Policy. People in my industry, we call it IUL. You can grow that money tax-free. You can borrow on that money tax-free. You can receive it tax-free if the person dies, who the policy is on. And then, like I said, with those living benefits, you receive that tax-free too if you happen to have it or happen to use it. And you don't even have to report it on your taxes. It's not earned income. It's a lovely product. I have them on me and my kids.
Okay. And I wanted you to talk a little bit more on the 401k part, because I got somebody that's listening. So she wanted to get a little bit more information about that, and she wanted to know like what's the good and the bad about rolling over a 401k and over to like what you're doing versus.
Well, I can't think of anything bad about it. There's only pluses because now you're still contributing, and once let's say you need that money, you know, with a 401k, if you got to dig into that money, it's going to get taxed. If it's in that IUL, there is no tax. In fact, you don't even have to pay it back. So that money is still growing interest because it's an index product. So that means that it only contributes in the wins in the stock market, none of the losses. You know, the market is volatile. 401k lives in the stock market, just like most products like that are government based. They live in the stock market, so they participate in all the gains, but all the losses too. And it's hard to recover when you take a loss. And you can only go into that 401k so many times too. And it needs to be a hardship. You can't, they be like, hold on, wait a minute. You done already dipped into this. Yeah. What you doing? And then, you know, with a 401k, let's say you do have or $500,000 in a 401k when you retire. Most people don't, but let's say you do happen to have that much. Let's say you need 90,000 to, because things are only going up in the future. So let's say in the future, 15 years from now, you need 90,000. You really need to take out about 120, 130, because it's got to get taxed first before you get to that 90,000. So you eat up that 500,000 in a few years. Now you might be at Walmart or Publix bagging groceries at the end of a line because you got to go back to work. But with that IUL, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
So with that IUL, that interest is compounding. With that index annuity, you're living off the interest, and that money is just growing, and it's growing tax free. It's just the products in the life insurance industry are lovely when people know what to use. Now, do I still have a term policy? I do, because I think like this: if I ever need to use my living benefits, I want to use the living benefits from the term. I don't want to use my permanent policy. I still need something in place in case something happened to me. Because once you have some type of major life crisis like that, now you become uninsurable. So now, but if I've used my living benefits, I might have gotten $400,000 or $500,000, but now I don't have any more life insurance. But that's why we teach our agents and our clients to get 2 policies, even if it's just a small temporary policy, because if something does happen to you in the future, because nobody knows, you still have a permanent policy in place that's still growing that cash that you can use and borrow from. It's a beautiful industry once you know how to leverage it.
So when you're flipping the 401k over to an IUL, are you getting taxed to do that initially, or you don't get taxed for flipping it?
Well, this is the thing. You're going to get taxed on your money because it hasn't been taxed already. Your money still got to get taxed. But this is the thing, Devin. Do you think taxes are going down or up in the future?
Of course, up.
That's right. So go ahead and tax me on that little seed now and let it grow. And then when it's done right, give me all my money.
Right.
Versus let it grow and and then tax me later, and now taxes are higher. Now I'm in a whole nother tax bracket. It's just a mess. So it's best to just, not pay so much into that 401k. If they're making you keep it, just pay as little as possible. If they say, hey, you can get rid of it, this is the way to go. Because the 401k wasn't initially designed for us to benefit off of anyway. It was for the employer. They get benefits from it. It's tax write-offs for them. It's not designed for us.
So let me ask you this. Go ahead, D.
No. Go ahead, man.
All right. Okay. Let me ask you this. When you say roll your 401k, you're not just talking about those who are near retirement. Like, I'll use myself for example. I have an active 401k at my job right now. If I wanted to get an IUL, what would be the process for me, or can I roll? Like, I got my weekly contributions going to my 401k right now. How would that process work for me to be able to, or is that possible for me to do that, to roll what I got or start putting into an IUL from my 401k on my present job?
So you won't be able to essentially, you can't roll it into an IUL. What you can do is stop paying into it. And use those funds to fund an IUL. Now, let's say, Larry, if you were done with that job and it was just sitting there, now you can roll it into an index annuity. Or if you want to cash it out and put it into an IUL, you can do that too. But you have to pay taxes on it. But you can roll it into an annuity, an index annuity. And it's just gonna grow and go crazy from there. Compound interest on top of compound interest. It's lovely.
Okay. So you said, so we got index life, you have an index annuity. How many other products do you have? Because it sounds like it's a whole lot of options.
There are options. So there's, of course, temporary. We have that. We have whole life. We have universal life. We have index universal life. And then we have index annuities. We only deal with the products where there is no loss possible. So we don't do variable annuities, because you can still lose in that. That's still in the stock market. Index is it's just mirroring something that you allocated to in the stock market, like the S&P 500, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, NASDAQ, things like that. So you can change it every year, and you only participate in the gains, none of the losses. Beautiful products. I love them. The Ferrari and the Bentley are the products. IUL and now an annuity, the index annuity, you do need a minimum of $10,000 to start one, but you anywhere from 10,000 into the millions, you can put it in there and just it's a one-time set it and leave it. You can.
What type of interest would a $10,000 annuity accumulate in a year?
It just depends on where you allocate it, like wherever you want it to watch in the market, and also it also depends on how much you put into the annuity for that year. Because if you put 10,000 or if you put 10 million, of course your compound interest is going to be different.
So let me see if I got you here, because I'm in the stock market. If I were to put 10,000 into an annuity, you say it can mirror, say, like the SPY or the BlackRock?
Wherever you allocate it to. And you can change it on your anniversary of your next year. Let's say, Larry, you start one on February 1st. Once you get to February 1st of next year, you can change it. You can even split it. You can have 50% in NASDAQ and you can have 50% in BlackRock or S&P 500. Your choice. Because one might do 12% and one might do 9%. So you can change it up.
Well, that's what I was getting at, because average S&P gains yearly are usually anywhere from 5 to 7% every year. So let's just say I get in it and I mirror the S&P, and for the last 40, 50 years it's averaged that 5 to 7% gain. It would mirror that, but you say it doesn't reflect the losses. So if the S&P takes losses along the way, whatever gains I've made in the annuity would stay stagnant, as might say.
So
gains.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, just like this. So in the stock market, it looks like this.
Yes.
But now in with the index product, it looks like a staircase. So it's like going up. If it participates in any losses, it'll level off until everybody picks back up in the stock market, and then it go up. No, there's no down. So things in the stock market never catch up to index products.
Right.
Yeah,
so
you
like,
might get
like
26.
you say, you don't lose. You
never lose. No.
Right.
Let's say something in the stock market got 26% one year, just something crazy, and your stocks in it just shooting up. But then every 7 to 10 years, the stock market participates in a loss. So when it plummets, now imagine trying to catch back up after if you took a dip like that. It's just they can't compete. They can't compete with that staircase.
And essentially, because this year right here, we're due for a correction. As a matter of fact, the stock market is in a correction right now. It's just a temporary bull run right now because of the inauguration and the change of administration. But this is actually a good opportunity to probably get an annuity going, because as that correction hits and everything starts going back down, you'll catch things at a lower price. It'll mirror that, and now you can start getting those gains as it goes back up. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, imagine, having your money somewhere outside. Just put your money outside the door. Yeah, it's gonna be safe for a while, but until at some point you're gonna lose some money. Somebody gonna realize you got money on your front porch.
Yes,
but
sir.
if you got your money in the house in a safe, you can sleep well at night. You like Steph Curry. You sleep good when you know your money is, when you know you cannot lose any money.
Right.
Yeah, you might not get 17%, but I'll take the 12 for a good night's sleep.
Right.
And more importantly, I'll take avoiding losses for a great night's sleep.
That's exactly. Give me no losses.
Yeah.
Before I don't know if he's about to say something, Devin, but one of the best businessmen in the world, Warren Buffett, said there's 2 rules to investing. He said the first rule is never invest to lose. You know what the second rule is? Never forget rule number 1. So it's really only one rule.
Right.
Never invest to lose. But a lot of people do. And that's just what we know for the most part. Stock market. We know to put our money in the stock market. But when you learn something new, that's a tad better. It's just best to take the wise course. Because I don't want to ever lose any of my money.
Right.
And then
in an IUL, Dominique, like how long do you typically pay on an IUL before, like when you stop paying for it, does it continue to like gain interest, or how does that work?
Yes, sir. It does. It not only do you, not only is it a permanent policy, a permanent product, but you don't pay into it permanently. So we typically set it for 15 or 20 years, anywhere in between there. And once you stop paying, it's still growing. And once that cash in there reaches, let's say, you have a $400,000 death benefit. Once that cash catch up to that death benefit, because it will keep growing, your death benefit actually starts to rise too. So once you get close to it, it'll start making the value of your death benefit go up. So you might end up at $800,000-$900,000 as a peace of mind before you need to touch it. It's just a beautiful product. And then with that no risk factor in there, oh man, it's a dream.
Damn.
That no risk factor is something else. Look, no risk and no tax, no risk and no tax. That's a deadly combination right there. I love it.
Well, that's why I got mine. That's why I got mine, man. So.
Dominique, I hate to go there, but I have to ask you because you know our people.
Yes.
You know our people.
Yes, I know.
Right?
We are the biggest skeptics about the wrong stuff.
You're reading my mind, brother. So what I want to ask you, everything you're putting on the table is to me, it's an open and shut case. It's an open and shut case to invest in yourself and invest in your family. But Dominique, why is it so hard in this realm? Because I know I used to have to, I used to try to explain this, and even when I was doing insurance, it was, a different type of product, but still the benefit was there for you and your family. Why is it so hard to get our people to latch on to doing this type of stuff? Because you might present something to them and they'd be like, nah, I'm good. But then if something happens to one of their family members, they got chicken dinners and trying to raise money and GoFundMe's to bury their loved one. Why? What's the deal with that?
I think as a people, we've been so screwed over for so long. And then we live in the era of scams. People just skeptical, man. It seems too good to be true. But everything that seems too good to be true ain't too good to be true. It ain't our fault that people fell for all those pyramids that kept popping up. It was like, hey, I gotta go get 5 people so I can get my money back.
Right.
So, we've been screwed over so much as people. We just skeptical. But if people do their due diligence and they look into the actual product, do their research, talk to a licensed professional. And at the end of this show, we can drop our number. They can talk to me anytime they want. They can do a free illustration. I'll show them what the numbers will look like for them specifically, their their age, their gender, their weight, all that. They'll see that, once they look it up. I mean, you hear all the celebrities and things and people talking about these products now. People are catching on. I hear Shaq talking about annuities. He's like, if there's anything you should do, go get yourself an annuity. He's telling everybody, Shaq is a good businessman. He might clown a lot on TV. I love Shaq. I've actually met Shaq in person. That's a big old dude.
Yeah.
But he's right. Go get yourself an annuity. Go get yourself an IUL. Listen, there's a reason everybody in our industry has an IUL. There's a reason. We the professionals, we know we should have everybody that I know have one. Like if you don't have an IUL, you something strange about that licensed professional, because we know that's the Ferrari. I want to have one. Even if I can't fund it as much as I would like to, just putting something into it is beneficial. Because if you ever need to access that money, you don't have to jump through any hoops. It's just like going to your bank account. You say, hey, Fidelity and Guarantee, I need $10,000. 2 days, you should have your money. No questions asked.
Now, how does that work? So if you're funding your IUL, and if you wanted to touch some money, how long would you have to wait? Is that years that you would have to put into it before you can actually access your money? How does the money grow while you're paying as far as the interest on the IUL?
So there's a few things that factor in on how fast a person's money grows. That's our age. We all in our 40s. The gender, men, we tend to live shorter time than women. And then our health and whether we smoke or not. So all that plays a factor. But if you're funding it like it's supposed to be, money a lot of times is in the first year. But you don't tend to touch it when it's in there because it's growing. And people like to look at their account and see it growing. And he's like, oh, I
Right.
don't have no hardship, so I'll just let it grow. But, you
Right.
know, at any point, it's liquid the whole time.
Right.
Your money
And
is
you
liquid.
can go up or down, you know, and whenever you want to. If I wanted to add money, like I have one. If I wanted to add money to it, I can do that at any time.
Yes, you can add money to it.
I
Now,
change my policy.
you do, depending on what you initially started with monthly, you do have a certain ceiling that you can add to it, because they're not going to let you say, hey, I'm going to do $200 a month, but then over the course of a year, I'm going to contribute $60,000 in it. They're looking at it like,
Gotcha.
why are you doing that? So then it can turn into what we call a MEC, modified endowment contract. And then
Okay.
you could possibly be taxed on it, which you will. But they will let you
Okay.
know when you're getting close to that ceiling
That
of
mark. Okay.
where you should stop before you cause taxes upon it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Now, I wanna switch gears a little bit from the benefits as far as getting the benefits for yourself to becoming an agent.
Mhm.
I remember when we were on the conference call, I remember one thing you said that stood out, that the world hasn't latched on to this yet, and that when it does, you're going to want to wish that you were a part of this in the infancy stages right now of the industry. What about being an agent and getting into this industry? What about that is so beneficial to you as far as your income potential? What is beneficial as far as residuals? Like just give me the benefits of being an agent and everything that goes along with it. And also, how hard is it to become one?
Oh, well, like I told you in the beginning, Larry, I come from a totally different industry. It was a complete lane change for me. When I started, I didn't even know how to send a PDF. And that's about all I had to learn as far as that, and then just started me a Zoom account. That's it. It's a pretty simple business. It's very lucrative, and I still get to help people. Um, what there was another question you asked me about as far as what made me decide to get into it. Did you ask me that?
Um, right, I done asked so many questions. Well, the benefits of getting into it, the benefits, the
And how
income,
hard
the
was it to
residual.
start the business?
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah,
hard was
yeah.
it?
How hard was it?
It was actually quite easy. I am with the Wealth Academy, and
Mhm.
we have a franchise opportunity, unlike the other agencies that I tried before. I was just a captive agent. So
Mhm.
with this, you become the broker. You are the Keller Williams. You are like Keller Williams to the real estate industry, but you're that to the life insurance world.
Right,
And I remember you saying something about residual income. So what
right,
that means is when you're the broker, um, you're allowed to, not even allowed to, you're encouraged to grow your agency by scaling your business, or for people who might not understand that word, duplicating yourself. So I get to have 1,000 Dominiques in the field, a part of my distribution organization. And every time somebody works, these carriers, they bonus me because they want to incentivize me to keep growing. They like, keep doing what you're doing. So here you go, take that. They want you to keep growing because they have a distribution problem. And
mhm,
we are the solution for them. We are the only agency that I know, that I've tried, I've looked into, that own our own book of business day one. And we're actually still privately owned as well. We're under the umbrella of integrity. So that means when you get to a certain, you have enough time in the company, a certain level, you're actually able to get shares, and the shares are quite cheap. So you know what
mhm,
that means? That when
mhm.
you get shares and then they go public, be that they're already worth billions,
Right,
you're most likely going to be an instant millionaire overnight.
right. When it IPOs, yes, yes, yes.
Yes. And
Mhm.
I when I tell you I love this business, I really don't plan on doing anything after this because the residual income is just too good. There's no way I would sell my business. If I decided that, hey, I say, 10 years from now I decide to stop, I'm just gonna keep my license active, and I'll just keep reaping the benefits of residual income. Why quit it?
Right.
It's just too easy, too good.
So getting your license, can you sell insurance anywhere in the United States? Or how does that work?
So of course, Larry, you're still in Florida, correct?
Louisiana.
Oh, you're in Louisiana. That's right. Actually, that's where my mentor is from.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Louisiana. Once you get your license in your respective state, you don't even have to take another test for the next state. You just pay that state's fee. And every state's fee varies. You know, there's some states that it might cost $50. I think Florida was $67 for me. So yeah, it's just a one time. Once you get the license anywhere in America and Puerto Rico, which is part of America, you can scale your business. You can have business all over the place. You can bring people on in any state that you see fit. It's lovely.
So the license fee that you would pay for another state, that allows you to sell the products to people in that state, or like I know people in Texas, I know people in Mississippi or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to have that license fee paid to have people working under me in another state?
No, you don't have to have that state license to have people working under you, but you have to have a license in that state in order to get paid from that state.
Okay.
Because you would get another. So let's say your number with with Louisiana is 76, 54, 76. You would get another number for that carrier, whoever they write the policy with. You would get another agent number for that state's fidelity and guarantee. So you'd have multiple code agent numbers for each state. And I remember something you asked me about the industry being how is it, like, where do we measure up in there? We're only 9% in the industry. So what happened was in the 1970s, it was already a big demand on agents. Now fast forward, all those guys in the 1970s, they're dead. They didn't replace themselves. So the supply went even further down, and of course, population is going to grow. The demand went they went in separate ways. So between supply and demand, that's all opportunity, and especially for us. Like I said, it's 105,000 active agents. We're only 9% in the industry. These carriers, they need us to get the people that look like us, because we are, when we think of, just like I did, when we think of life insurance, the first thing we thought of was death. Yeah. You're like, man, I'm not paying for somebody to live no good life after I'm gone. And now if you love your people, then you would do that. But some people, they don't really, some people don't care about nobody. They're like, hey, they'll figure it out. Right. They'll figure it out. But yeah, you want to make sure your family's straight, your kids are straight. The average cost of a funeral here in Georgia is $25,000. And you
that's
know, sometimes that's crazy, right? A headstone is about $7,000 to $10,000.
That is ridiculous.
People be having like $10,000 policies with their job that won't even bury you.
Right.
And you know what a lot of people don't know? Group insurance on their job. Sometimes if you don't die on the property, on the premises, they won't even honor your death benefit. They got it. Them group policies is not the way to go. It's best to get with somebody who's specialized in their craft. That's why I don't know why people go to places like State Farm and Progressive to look for life insurance. They specialize in home and auto.
I think people do that and go to those traditional companies because those traditional companies are rooted in the history of life insurance. And, a lot of those, if you look at like the old school companies like Union National, everybody remember Union National,
right.
A lot of those companies were purchased and bought out by these big conglomerate insurance companies that you just named. And I think people, it's kind of like dancing with the devil that and they figure that, okay, they advertise the auto and the home, so they just throw the life in it, and a lot of people just like to package all of their insurance, thinking they got all their bases covered.
Yep, they don't want to think about it. But you know what I think an even bigger reason they do that, Larry, is because unlike State Farm, or contrary to State Farm, the F&G and Mutual Omaha and places like that, American National, they don't have brick and mortars where you can just walk up to the door and turn the knob. You don't even know what to ask for when it comes to these companies. But you can walk right into a State Farm You can walk right into an Allstate. You can't do that with them. That's why they paying us the big bucks, because they need distribution and they need the communities to be educated, and that's where we come in. We have in front of us a massive opportunity for somebody who's saying, "Hey, I don't have the time, but I'd like to get started in this industry because I still want to become a millionaire." Most people don't know it, but most millionaires, 79% of millionaires are made. They don't inherit their money.
Right.
This is just one of these times in life, because timing is a business, and timing goes hand in hand. You know, it's a big deal. Where we're privy to information and a business that can really set our whole families to a beautiful path in the future, as far as growing and accumulating wealth. Because like you said, Larry, before, you can start this business part-time. Like, actually, I'm deep in, I only do this now, and I still only work about 20, 25 hours a week. Who don't want their time back? That's what I essentially did, was bought my time back. I don't want to work from Sunday to Sunday no more slaving. Even if I'm slaving for myself, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to work 50, 60 hours. I got other things I like to do. I like to shoot pool. I like to bowl. I still like to hit the bag. You know, I got things I like to do.
Right.
So I essentially bought my time back, and the day I found this, you know what? It's so funny. The first day I walked into the Wealth Academy, because I had tried a few others and it didn't work out, I went in kind of like, you know, kind of like in my mind, I've been scarred 4 times. I'm like, oh, it's going to be another one of these things. But when I walked in, the welcome I got, the fact that at this particular agency in Atlanta, you know, pretty much the Black Mecca, everybody looked like me.
Yes.
And Ellis, that's from Louisiana, man, he took me by the hand, not literally, but he took me by the hand and taught me everything.
Right.
Right.
Can you imagine a grown man grabbing me by my hand?
Ellis, man.
Shout out my boy Ellis, man.
Yeah, man.
I love him and his wife, man. We have a good time together. We always laughing. They know how I am. I just say whatever comes to my mind sometimes. I keep it PG though.
Right.
And I mean, it's just a fun business. It almost feels like I'm not even working. It feels like I'm playing some adult video game or building some adult board game. It's fun business. We have a lot of fun. Hence, I don't really have a voice ever. I'm hoarse all the time now.
Why do we need more Black people in the industry, man, Dominique?
Because we need to continue to close the wealth gap. And this business, this industry is uncapped. You got an uncapped income potential. Where can you go and do that? Where can you go and promote yourself once, twice, 3 times in 1 month? Promote yourself to a new payment level. Because once those carriers see you growing, they're like, oh, let's pay him more money. They'll give you a 33% increase on everything you write. Man, I love it. And we here to teach anybody that want to learn. Because again, we need to help not only the Black community, brown communities too. We need to help everybody that want to be helped, middle market America in general, but especially us, because sometimes nobody else look out for us but us.
Right.
So and we gotta continue to lift each other up. Too many times we are not helping each other out. I'm not a gatekeeper. I've learned this. Somebody taught me. I want to share it with other people, and they can do it from any state. And we have a lot of offices in other states. The Wealth Academy, this is the 3rd office that they've opened. The first one was in Chicago, the second one was in Dallas, and now Atlanta. So we are a fledgling office. At some point, we're going to take over Atlanta. We're already on our way. I'm working with the best trainers in the industry. They just happen to land in Atlanta, and I love it.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
So we are in an especially advantage position. Like I work with the best trainers, man. We have a good time. Like I said, they want you to do well. It's not like they don't feel threatened if you do well or you excel somewhere, because that helps them out. That we're all one organization. It makes, when the next person looks good, it's just another testimony to somebody that's thinking about entering the business, that they can hear somebody and they can relate to that person. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if if Larry, you didn't know me, you walked into our agency and you met another person that was in trucking, and he like, yeah, bro, I'm looking to sell all my trucks because I'm making $300,000 over here a year, and I go home every night. Your ears are gonna perk up.
Hey,
You're gonna be all ears.
I'm be like, hey, bro, I got a couple of trucks I need to sell. I need to roll with you, cuz.
That's right. Yep.
Dominique, how difficult is it though to get your license? Like, give us the process. Like,
Yeah.
So let me tell you how I did it. So I started studying right when the pandemic was happening, right when we first heard about it. So I'm like, okay, it'll open back up because I'll be able to go take my test. So what happened was they took a long time. They took a long time to open up all the testing centers. So I literally forgot everything that I knew about the industry, because it was all a new language for me. So when it opened up, I'm pretty savvy when it comes to test taking. I've actually, and this ain't to brag because I didn't even go to college, but I've never failed a test in my life. So I'm like, I'll wing my way through it. I'll figure it out. Man, I studied from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. one night, got up out of the bed, took a shower, brushed my teeth, went to the testing center, passed the test. You only need a 70. That's a D in school. What's a 70? And there's no math on the test, straight multiple choice. It's like 100 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Studied
and then
overnight,
you pretty much just go somewhere in your county, around your city to go and take the test. How does that?
Yeah.
How do they set up? Like, how do you go and test?
If there's a person that's studying for their tests, we give them a list of testing centers. We got schools, government buildings, all kind of places to go and take your test. And then you get an actual state license. So at these testing centers, they're not playing no games. You got to take your phone out your pocket, take your Apple Watch off. You got to put it in a locker. They don't play no games when it comes to stuff like you'll see other types of agencies are taking tests. You might run into people that's want to take something for the FBI. Any type of government jobs. They're all at these testing centers. You have a little headset on like you got on, Larry, and you'll be in there taking a test. And I finished mine so fast I just knew I failed. I had a whole hour and 15 minutes left. I'm like, oh, I think I finished too fast. But lo and behold, I passed it, which wasn't a big surprise because I'm used to passing tests. But I did thought I finished too fast.
Right.
But that's how easy it is, Devin. 6 chapters. 6 chapters. All you need is a 70. You got people that's passing in 2 days, in a week, 2 weeks. So it just depends on the person. But it's quite simple.
My mother wanted me to ask you, is permanent life insurance the same as whole life insurance?
It's both permanent policies, but it's not the same. They just it depends on when you say permanent. Is it whole life or universal life? One has a better interest rate as far as growing cash. So like,
which one is that?
The universal life or the index universal life. Yeah.
Okay.
I typically don't even do any whole life because the other ones have a little bit more. They have better benefits to it. Okay. The whole life, some people are old school, and you might can't tell a 60-year-old nothing. You might can't tell them that they they know is whole life. I want whole life. You be like, well, right, this is better. I want whole life. So you just give them whole life. Right. You ain't gonna try to, I don't want to argue with you. If you say you want whole life, you want whole life. I'm the licensed professional, but hey, if you are if it's gonna be like pulling teeth, you got it.
Right.
So for those, I was gonna ask him, for those who want to get into it and you have to take the test, what's the best way to start out? Is there a website they can go to? Can they reach out? They
can reach out to me directly. If I don't know how I would put my number up here, or if Devin, you could put it up on the screen.
What's your number, Dominique?
404 396 3438.
You say 396?
3438. Yep, they can reach out to me directly.
343 what, Dominique?
404 396 3438.
Okay.
Yep. They can reach out to me
Dominique,
directly.
Okay. This is Dominique's telephone number I'm putting up. If you guys are interested, you guys holler at him. If you want to sign up, I'm scheduled to take my test. Not yet, y'all. I was supposed to did it like 2 weeks ago, but I was traveling. I hadn't had a chance to study like I wanted to, but I'm getting on it next week. I'm gonna have my license in the next 2 weeks, man. I promise y'all that. I'm gonna have mine. So I've already got me a policy, but I just want to go ahead and get my license next now. So
Frank, Devin was he done been on 47 cruises back to back.
Yeah,
it
man.
ain't going on no more.
Yeah.
That ain't going on no more, bro.
Man, that dude been in the water more than alligators in the last couple of weeks, bro.
I ain't going on no more. I hate him, bro.
My goodness.
And the only reason why I bought it last second, it was already paid for. But dude, bro, that's it. I'm done. So I'm finna get to study, and I'm about to get on it, man. I'm about to get on it. Looking forward to this, though, man, because like I was, me and Larry Frank was talking about it. I was telling him everything you showed me when you was giving me those different illustrations, man. Just seeing how the interest just was growing on like in like 3 or 4 years. It's crazy, man.
And just to think that you can access that money the whole while tax-free. I mean, what's better? Why are we dumping our money into the bank when all the bank is doing is putting it into life insurance?
Right.
That's all they're doing with our money. Banks are the leading contributors into life insurance assets. You got the lead institution, Bank of America. They do in 2023. The last time I looked at the stats, they invested $24 billion into life insurance. BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. People can look it up if they're listening. It's called BOLI. So you know they profited like $480 million from our money. Anytime you put it in check-ins, savings, CDs, they just taking your money and putting it into life insurance. So that's why I love to do this, because I get to show people how to go around the bank. Because of course the bank's not gonna tell us, because then we run and pull our money out.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. You know, all they giving you is 0.0001, a slap in the face.
Yeah.
But you can be capitalizing on your own money. The whole reason that you're supposed to put your money into investment vehicles is such as IULs and annuities is it's got to combat inflation.
Right.
You know, every 10 years, your money loses 25% of its value. Every 10 years. So that $1 million today ain't gonna be $1 million a decade from now.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So people gotta start making their money work for them. You have to. Or it's just not smart. If you're putting it somewhere where it can't get no growth, like in the bank, all of it, you're only hurting yourself.
Right. All right, y'all. My boy's a busy man, Larry Frank. I'm not gonna keep him long tonight. I told him about an hour, man. He didn't answer a whole lot of questions. So
Dominique, I'm enjoying this.
Man, listen, bro. We appreciate you coming on, man. I had one last question though. If they wanted to get started, give them that address. Give them that address too. How can they get in contact like with what you invited us to?
Let me give them the address to the Wealth Academy.
Yeah.
You wanna type it in, or you want me to just say it out a few times?
Say it out. Yeah, say it out loud, bro.
So the address,
I'll put it in. Go ahead.
The address to where I am. If you want to come see me, Dom. Most people in the office know me by Dom. The address is 56 Perimeter Center East, and that's in Dunwoody, Georgia. And we occupy the whole 5th floor. So if you get to the 5th floor, you won't get lost. Again, that's 56 Perimeter Center East, Dunwoody, Georgia. I'm only a hop, skip, and a jump away. So if somebody needs to meet me there, or if they go there and they say, "Hey, Dom referred me," we'll get them. They'll get the person to me.
Okay.
And for those who may not be in the Georgia area, like case point myself in Louisiana, what would the process be to get involved with this from afar? What would I have?
They could contact me by the number that we put in the chat, the 404 number, and I can enroll them and get their company started. They'll have their own portal, just like any business does this day and age. They would get their $2 million worth of errors and emissions. It comes with your franchise, with your investment. You get the course, the exam FX, and basically we hands on with you until you feel like I'm ready to fly on my own.
And then what's Dominique's telephone number on the screen, you guys?
And then once you complete all of those requirements, you pass your test, you get your license, everything is set up. How do you go about getting business? Is there any cold calling out there?
We don't do no cold calling, no door knocking, any of that. We got systems to everything, Frank. And we, of course, you know, just like this isn't a job, but you know how you get a job and you don't know all the ins and out of it till you go to orientation. It's the same with this. You'll get more clarity, and then you'll understand. You'll be like, oh, that's how we do it. We know how to focus on the market and getting referrals with the market that you already have, because everybody know people. There's not a person that you can probably have pull out their phone and don't have more than 100 people in their phone. Yeah, and so we know how to tap into that and make referrals. Getting referrals is easy once you help somebody properly. The things that you're connecting them with, these products, super beneficial. So when you do, they want to tell all their friends and family. They want to look how Devin is saving this money for me. Look what Frank showed me how to make all this money, putting my money here. And then of course your phone gonna be going off the hook. People gonna be like, yeah, Frank, that stuff you helped John with, I need that too. When can we set up an appointment? And you're gonna be like, man, we can hop on Zoom right now. Or you can pull up on me, or I'll pull up on you. Trust me. The process is super easy. It's not hard. It's very it's a quick process. You can help somebody in under an hour. And I mean from start to finish. Like from sitting down with them, showing the illustration, submitting it to the carrier, you can be done in an hour.
And then once they sign up and take care of everything on their end, what's the turnaround to get compensated for that? Is there a waiting period? You gotta wait for them to get
it does depend on the product. So, you know, something temporary or something permanent, it could be 1 to 2 weeks. But we do get deposits on Wednesdays and Fridays every week. I love double deposits. But something like an annuity, when you're trying to get it out of a 401k, because they don't want to get that money up when it comes to 401ks. They don't want you to pull that money out. So they make you jump through red tape. So, you know, an annuity could take 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still not a long time, especially if you always have something in the pipeline. You got a whole bunch of products and services that you're helping people with. There's always something coming through. You know, you got people out here making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in a week.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. I mean, I know we're getting ready to get off of here, but it's just like so much stuff jumping into my head real quick.
Yeah, no, ask away.
The typical, I won't say typical, but the commission or whatever that you would make is based off of the side. Like if somebody were to get an annuity and roll a 401k into an annuity, would the amount that they're rolling in determine the size of the commission that you get? Yes.
Like for instance, I have a friend who she's helping a guy that we both know. She spoke with him first. She's a part of my distribution organization, of course. She's helping him roll over some money he inherited in a lawsuit. Her commission is going to be something like $50,000. My bonus from the carriers is going to be like $20,000. So it all depends on how much money is going into the annuity, how the carriers tend to compensate you. All of those things play a factor. But 20 grand ain't bad for something I ain't had nothing to do with. Hey, look at that.
Say it again. Say it again, bro.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. I had nothing. I had zero to do with the process, yet I still get compensated.
Right.
That's crazy. So, like, how's the residual income off of somebody that's signing up with products? Is that how you make your money too? Is like if they get like a policy, like so you start getting the residual off of like what they sign up for? How does that work?
So when it's a permanent policy, when they renew, the insurance carriers, they give you a small, 3 to 5% residual income the following year as well. But 3 to 5% might not sound like a lot, but if you got 1,000 policies out there, that's a lot. And then you're still getting bonus from the carriers every time your team work too. So you got it coming in two different ways. Continuous work from your organization and residual income from permanent policies. It's a beautiful game.
So what's the initial compensation off of something like not after a year or so after they renew, like when they initially get it? What's the compensation for that? What percentage is that out the gate?
It just depends on how much they're contributing monthly. It all depends on that. Yep.
Okay.
So it can be a couple $100, it can be thousands. It just depends.
Right.
Depends on what product and how much they're contributing. Because you don't get their money, you get compensated from the carriers. Because remember, they need distribution. They'd rather pay us than have agents sit in the office and just sit on their thumbs and they paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to do nothing.
Right.
So they're like, hey, we'll just pay you every time you do something, every time you distribute a product.
Shout out to Anthony, man. He got a question for you, man, Dom.
Dom, when it comes to insurance, how do you get residuals when it comes to commercial insurance for commercial vehicles? Commercial vehicles. Are you referring to auto insurance?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
We dealing
Clarify that,
Anthony, or clarify, or ask me a different.
Or better yet, D, put the number up, let Anthony call where he can.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, put the number up, let Anthony call.
Well, we got a little time. Come on, Ann, if you're gonna call up the telephone number on the screen, 404-981-3997. Call up and holler at Don. Neek, y'all call him Don, I call him Neek, man. I'm so used
I answer to them all. In the office, listen, in the office they call me Action Jackson, and Magneto. So I got all kind of names.
Magneto.
Oh, Ann said yes. Ann said yes. That's what he was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we deal with any products in the life insurance, Anthony.
Okay, and we got you.
But hey, Anthony, you take my number, bro. You should.
Let me put his number up.
You shouldn't be slaving away in no hotel all night, my brother.
There goes his number right there, Ant, man. Holla at Dawn, man, when you get a chance, man. There's his number, 404-396-3438.
Yeah, I help you build that exit door so you can tell them goodbye eventually.
That's Anthony. That's one of our day ones off of the Hurricane show. I'm a clown a little bit, Anthony. I hope you at the hotel on business and nothing else. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know why you can't call. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do it like that, Frank.
Hey, dog. I'm just being Larry Frank, bro. It's just me. Anthony, you know how we get down.
No, I know. Hey, look, D had to take him a drink. Look, he had to take him a drink.
Yeah. Because I see the sports side of it, Dominique, it get kind of crazy over here, Dominique.
I
know you done seen it. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know how we get with sports and spades. It get crazy.
And D will tell you, if you saw what we did the other night, the new show we just premiered, the topic show, Real Talk with myself and Shy, it looked like that's gonna be even wilder than the sports show.
Yeah, you see the promos on that? Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that was crazy, man. He told me drinking Mai Tai. Yeah. Shout out to Ant, man.
Look,
all right.
You see you on a vacation in Hawaii. Enjoy.
Oh,
enjoy,
Hawaii.
My God.
Okay,
yes,
enjoy.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Hawaii,
definitely.
That's deep.
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, man, I ain't gonna hold my boy, man. I ain't gonna hold him all night, man. But hey, give everybody where we can find you at, bro. Give them your handles and tell everybody where they can get in contact with you at, bro.
So the best way to contact me is via phone. I will not miss one to the phone. And if you don't get me for whatever reason, if your number shows up as spam, just shoot me a text. Again, that number is 404, because I will call you right back. 404-396-3438. Again, that is 404-396-3438. And if you want to come visit me at the Wealth Academy, it's 56 Perimeter Center East, Dunwoody, Georgia. I go the number on the screen.
It is.
That's it.
It is. Did you give him an email address too, Dom?
My email address is dsbland1914 at gmail.com.
I'm gonna put that up on the screen, y'all.
1914. That sound like a frat. Am I right? Is that
no?
All right. I thought you was a frat. You know, when you start in 1914, I'm thinking, frats or something like that.
No, that's it though, D. That's it.
And there's his email address, man. Dominique Bland was in the building, man. We want to say, he said, hold on, he got one more question.
Frank, we got to get you.
Come on with it.
Frank, we got to get you out of that 401k, bro.
Man, you need to get me out of my job.
I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you.
Listen. When before you came on, D was asking me how my day was, and like I said, the day just beat me down. But like I said, I'm probably going to get in it. I'm definitely going to probably get in it. I just got to get some things together, get my bread together. I'll try to get involved with a lot of stuff. Because like I said, I just try to diversify everything in my life.
There you go.
You never have enough income avenues. And like you said, this thing is almost, I don't want to say autopilot, but it's as close to autopilot as you can get, and it won't interrupt what you're doing. So if it's going to take me time to build, and this is for everybody that's watching, if it's going to take you time to get into the business and build your business, like we talked about at the beginning, you don't have to, go through no massive changes. You can take your time.
That's right.
Time, and then eventually, you can have that option to say, okay, I'm doing good enough. Yep. Now I can go full circle with this. That's what I love about it. So definitely. Me and D, I'm gonna get with D, and I'm gonna definitely probably down the line, I'm gonna get with you.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to get to his level, man, because this man, he got a whole lot of branches up under him, man. So he's trying to help me build my team up, man. So I need y'all, man. Let's just do it, man. We all gonna help each other, man. So definitely, man.
And Frank, the sooner you join, who has our life insurance, regular law. Either you get it or you don't. They're not gonna look at your at your occupation and make it. That's not gonna determine whether it's more or less. It's just whether you are insurable or not. To answer your question, Anthony. Yeah, you're either insurable or not, but they won't make it more because they say, "Oh my goodness, he's a police officer." They're not gonna. They don't do it like that. But what I was saying, Frank, the sooner you get into it, the better. My boy Ellis is going down to New Orleans to his cousins to do a what we call a BMP, where you bring the meeting to the people, and it would be cool if you can meet him while he's down there in New Orleans.
You got a date on that and a location?
March 1st. I know he's gonna be down there March 1st for sure.
Okay.
Now where in New Orleans, I'm not sure, but it can't be. Yeah, it can't be that.
I can find it. That's my backyard. So that's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
And that's where he's from too. So I'm sure y'all will connect on a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And Dominique is, man, accessible, man. If you need any information, he answers his damn phone. He does.
Right.
You can text him any time of the night because he up texting. You can get it, man. So if you guys are ready, man, and you interested, man, listen, man, either reach out to him or myself. I'll put you in contact with him. I'm going to put his number up one more time. I'll put his email address up. Let's go, man. Like he said, man, this is like starting up your own business, doing your own thing, man. We got to definitely start, we got to leave these jobs alone, man, Dominique, man. This is great, bro. Yeah. This is, man. I love it.
And you have to create your LLC to do this, correct?
You don't have to start with an LLC. You can do that later.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it's wide open for you to start immediately.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You Talk family. Let's give my boy, man, the man himself, man, Mr. Dominique Bland. A round of applause, man. Yeah.
Like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Yes. What you were saying, D?
No, I was just saying I appreciate y'all having me on. Appreciate the time with you guys. I enjoyed the conversation, of course. I mean, I didn't even realize we was on for an hour 20 minutes. It felt like 10.
I know. I told you about an hour 30. I said, man, I know you're going to get me.
No. I enjoyed this, bro. So if you ever want to have me back on, just say the word.
Hey, man, listen. So you come with the Versace suits on, we got to get you.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
hey, Frank. You see it, Frank?
I ain't want to come underdressed. I wouldn't.
Hey, look, listen. Next time we have him
money on, not Frank. I know where the money at.
listen. Next time we get him on, I'm gonna have to break out my velvet Mr. Brown suit. That's what I'm gonna have to.
Hey, Frank, we gonna have to. You gonna have to. I'm talking about double nail, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, man. We appreciate you, brother, man. You already know, man. I'll be in touch.
I appreciate y'all. Much love, man.
Much love.
I know we gonna be in touch, bro, because Frank, you heard him?
No, run
Yeah,
it back,
Frank?
run it back.
No, I
I'm
said I
here.
can't wait to meet you in person, Frank.
Oh, absolutely, man. Likewise,
Yeah.
likewise.
Yeah.
I'll be up in the A. We try to plan some stuff in August, for the start of the season. And plus, I got to come up there to the A anyway because we got to do our photo shoot. We got to get everything lined up. So whenever I get up there to the A, D'll let you know. We'll all link up. Definitely.
Yes, sir. I'm with it.
Definitely, bro. Hey, bro, I'll be calling you in a minute, Dominique, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Okay, all right.
Hold on. Oh, no. Hold on. We
Yeah,
gotta
don't let him off the hook.
hold on.
Don't let him
Hold
off the
on.
hook.
Yeah, hold on.
Let him off the hook.
Dominique. So everybody that come on, man, you know what I'm saying? Just like I started the show, I don't know if you paying attention, man. We end the show the same way, man. So, I'm going to do a little something. I'm going to say, man, it ain't no us. And then we going to say, without you, baby. But we going to, yeah, there we go. So we're going to start it over, y'all. So everybody, thank you for joining the show tonight. We appreciate you guys. We love you. Have a great week. Me and Larry Frank, we will announce the next show here in the next week or so with Real Talk and the sports side of it, because we got a new defensive coordinator and a defensive backs coach. So we got a lot to talk about, but stay tuned. Check the social media sites and we'll let you guys know when the next show is. So here we go, Dominique, man. Y'all know how we start every show and y'all know how we end every show. It ain't no us. Come on, Dom.
Throw him up.
Without you, baby.
Without
you, baby. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Hey, we love you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all stay safe, man. Take care. Y'all already know what it is over here. It's You Talk, man. Larry, Frank, Dominique, we appreciate you. Man, we appreciate you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all already know what it is. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. You too, man, Dom.
All right.
It's You Talk, baby.